What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is Matt here, Snussycopen, whatever you guys want to call me. But I'm off of work a little bit early today, so what I'm going to do is actually run to the local, very well-known diesel shop. And basically, I'm just going to kind of talk to them, see what they can do to kind of assess the blow-by, see how much it's going to cost just to, get it like a diagnostic done, and maybe run the balance rates to see if I have a bad injector. Alright guys, so we are pulling up to Zimmy's Automotive and their diesel specialist. Now, you guys will see they have a bunch of diesel pickups just kind of rode up on the side. Alright, so as we are pulling away, I want to say that went better than expected, but I also don't want to say it's good either. There's a potential for a couple different things that I kind of knew about, and they did say that my blow-by that I have in my LB7 isn't necessarily bad. It's a light haze, which typically you will have a little bit of blow-by. The concerning part, though, for me, is my blow-by doesn't come out of the tailpipe. My blow-by comes out of the PCV in the front of the truck, which is more of an indicator that it's going to be piston rings than injectors. So where I was really worried about injectors and the cost of injectors and putting them in and stuff like that, rings ultimately are going to make or break basically this relationship with this truck. Now, I did buy this truck back in December with only 140,000 miles on it, which truthfully isn't bad, and it has 152,000 on it now. For a 2002 diesel pickup truck, that's not bad at all. The biggest problem that I have is what they just told me is if I need a rebuild, they won't rebuild it there. So so their way of doing things at Zimmy's is basically they will get a Jasper motor in and then just do a full swap. They're not going to rebuild my own personal motor, which is going to cost a lot more money. So where do I stand with the LB7 Duramax right now? I think because it's not giving me any issues other than the fact of surely having blow-by. I don't think that surely having blow-by is necessarily a deal breaker for me that I need to go and get rid of this truck. I love this truck. I mean, I always wanted to get a Duramax. Granted, like I said in previous videos, that I did think about heavily getting an LBZ, but the money just wasn't there. And then I started making more money, and then we went out, we bought the Jeep for $22,000. So it's like, okay, I can rock the LB7 for now, and I plan to until basically this thing blows up. Now, granted, if it does need rings or it needs rebuilt, I might kind of look into my options. I might still hold on to the truck. There is a couple things on this truck that I know are going to need replaced in the long run. I know the ball joints are going to need done. I know the rocker panels are going to need to be replaced. So there is a couple pros and cons to having this truck. Now, like I said, I did pick this truck up for cheap. I only picked it up for 11 grand, which, and some of you guys think that was kind of expensive for a 140,000 mile LBZ or LB7, sorry. But around here, it does go for a lot more. The Duramaxes, whether it's an LB7, LLY, LBZ, they're kind of overpriced up here. And the same way with Power Strokes and Cummins. So, I'm kind of torn between a rock and a hard place right now with what I want to do with the Duramax other than just run it. I mean, like I said, right now it's not giving me tremendous issues other than the fact that I have blow-by, which the blow-by can be very annoying. Like, you can be sitting in the drive-thru and you can just see the light haze going into McDonald's or wherever you're at. It's just, I don't want to say it's embarrassing, but in the same token, it's like, I just want the truck to be running normal, be running fine, and like I said, it's not that the truck's not running normal, it's just I feel inside of me, I feel like something's wrong. Like they said, and they are the experts, blow-by is typical, it's normal, especially once you kind of like break in the motor and stuff like that. But when it comes to completely rebuilding the motor, I'm not sure how I feel about that when that time comes. Well, in honor of the great news with the Duramax, we decided to go get ourselves a bottle of Jack. Alright guys, so sorry that the upload was kind of short and kind of depressing, honestly, because I mean, truthfully, I feel like I blew up the Duramax in a 6-month span, which is really crappy, but I think we'll move forward from it. I think I'm a firm believer that when one door closes, another one opens. So therefore, I think driving this until basically possibly blows up, or who knows, you know, maybe we get lucky and it's not the rings. It's kind of fingers crossed what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it's not the rings, because I really like this truck. I want to lift this truck. I want to put bigger wheels on this truck. And my goal was for this truck to be around for 10, 15 years just as a vehicle that I drive. Now, obviously, I have the 92 Camaro, the 88 Camaro, and the Jeep that we recently picked up. But, you know, those cars might come and go, where I wanted this vehicle to stay. Even though it's an LB7, LB7s are still good motors. Despite all the injector issues and stuff that they had, every single car that you will ever own has its type of issues, which unfortunately in diesels and especially in LB7s, they're expensive to work on. So basically where I sit right now is we'll probably still lift it. We'll probably put wheels and tires on it, but I'm going to baby it. I'm probably not going to tune it, which the plan was to hopefully be the injectors that were wrong with the truck. That way I could put new injectors in it, tune it, perfect. I don't necessarily need to tune the truck. I'm not all for going fast necessarily in the truck. I just kind of want the truck to be able to haul when I want to haul. You know, especially once the 92 Camaro is done and we're going to drag events and stuff like that, I need a reliable truck to tow the car back and forth. And, you know, like towing the campers and the snowmobiles and stuff like that, I just want something reliable to tow. I don't necessarily need a chip tune fast truck, you know, to do that. So for the meantime, that's kind of a bummer. It still has me a little bit upset, truthfully. And, you know, the biggest thing with making a YouTube channel is sometimes the videos aren't always going to be as positive as one could think. You know, there are negative things that happen in everybody's lives. You know, everything that happens just when you guys watch a video might appear like everything's peachy, but behind closed doors, I mean, there's been so many times where I've been working on something and it was a complete and total clusterfuck and I was pissed and I didn't record it. And I didn't record it for that reason. You know, this is one of those videos where you guys kind of get to see the level of frustration. I feel like I'm not myself in this video, you know, which is just really crappy because I was super excited to get a Duramax and ultimately own a Duramax for a long time, which I probably still will. Even if we opt to get rid of this, you know, down the road, whatever the deal is, I will most likely be in another Duramax, probably an LBZ, which, nothing against the LB7s. I have no problem repping a motor or a vehicle that is not common, not well liked. I like being different, you know, so everybody loves the LBZs, so why get an LBZ? You know, I wanted to be a little bit kind of an oddball there. It's kind of like with the 92 Camaro and doing an LT1 swap. Like I want to be different. Yeah, a lot of people have done LT1 swaps on those cars, which I'm not still to the T that that's what I'm going to get for the 92, but it's one of those things where I don't even know how to word it. It's one of those things where it's just such a bummer to me right now in the moment, especially with just getting the house and just buying the Jeep. The last thing that I really wanted was this, you know, and thank you guys for all of your support, for watching the channel and, you know, sticking around. We're almost at 2,000 subs. You know, I've said it plenty of times before. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I never thought we would get 100 subs, but here we sit. So like I said, I do believe that good things happen to good people, so I think that, you know, we'll rock this LB7 for as long as we can. Obviously the only difference is it won't be tuned, and it'll have a little bit of blow by, so we'll just have to live with that for now. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. If it was your first time watching a video on my channel, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. To the next one, guys, see ya.